What's up, everybody? So, on my last podcast, I was talking about books that can really help you level up, right? Well, this next huge part of advice, if you care about leveling up as an athlete, as a local business guy, an actor, a writer, a dancer, musician, whatever, is for you. It's actually two books, both written by this guy, Brendan Kane, who essentially, realistically, helped make Taylor Swift famous. He was the one that did her social media and taught the philosophy, and he has been on Oprah and everything else. This guy wrote a book called 1 Million Followers. And with a brand new Instagram account, just to prove that he knew what he was talking about, he grew it from 1 to 1 million. Now, if that's impressive, keep listening to what I got to say. So, the first book, one was called 1 Million Followers, and the second one is called Hook Point. Hook Point is basically talking about how everybody's attention span is about 2 to 4 seconds maximum nowadays on Instagram, which is how and why you swipe. And also indirectly, why I changed my comedy, the beginning of it, to be very short, snappy, fast jokes to hook everybody on my information. Instead of telling long stories, they're very short stories, one-liner jokes, and then they get longer as I continue. But moving on. So 1 million followers is pretty much the blueprint on how to grow your account with social media. And using this method, I have grown my account from about 100 to about 30,000. And it made a world of difference, right? Secondly, using the blueprint information, historical references that this guy did, and you're following it, right, of Hook Point, by making the most important, capturing everything from the thumbnail and everything else on social media, something that's going to pop out and catch. I've had a post reach over 100,000 viewers, right? Whereas before, I tried to have everything go viral. What if everything, okay, what if everything that you had on social media would go viral? That would really help you out, right? So it really does come down to advertising and strategy, but how do you simplify that in 2 to 4 seconds? Well, that's what Hook Point is all about. So I know I've been away for a while, and I've been extremely unorganized, and I feel like I need a mental win. So this is something I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to get it out as a short little victory for my road back to being organized in my day and everything else. And without any excuses, I have just been horribly backsliding. Horribly. But this is the road to redemption, so to speak. It's nothing that dramatic, right? But in all seriousness, it is, because I'm very, very regimented, and I've just had a lot of things out of balance lately, and still do, but I'm trying to work through it. But yeah, so anyway, if you want to level up in your marketing, then you should get two books, both written by Brendan Kane, the guy that essentially made, not because of her talent, but between her marketing, okay, Taylor Swift famous. He was her direct marketing social media campaign manager. And again, he's been on Oprah, all sorts of stuff, right? But he's phenomenal. And the book is called 1 Million Followers. And the other one is called Hook Point. Two completely different topics. One about growing your account to 1 million, and then the other book, which is how do you hook somebody to listen to that 60-second video or post or 2.5-minute blog or whatever it is. Pretty much front loading the most important thing, which again, I translated that and I kind of reverse engineered it, so to speak, so that I could apply that formula towards my comedy, and it's worked 100,000%. So if you have anything that you want to do as far as marketing goes, again, if you're an athlete, if you have more followers of an athlete, but you're less talented in your skill set, unfortunately, hypothetically, you will go further in life, okay? And between your marketing and you being able to sell tickets more than somebody that is a better basketball player, right? who can shoot hoops better, but sells tickets, right? Because the manager of that basketball team and owner and of the company, etc., okay, they may not care about basketball, but if you're selling out the jersey and you're putting asses in the seats, they might not be going for your winning record. They could be coming for you. And that's essentially why everybody, if you need to multiply your business, which you always should, no matter what you're doing, right? You should always be advancing in everything. You need to read 1 million followers, okay, to learn how to grow your social media, and also Hook Point to get them hooked so that they understand why. It's like a formula as to how and why you make that post, which is like the beginning aspect. All right. Now, me personally, I actually went in reverse order. I might even be the correct order that the books came out in. And I read, I go through audio, and I bought the book too so that I can make highlights and so forth and so on with 1 million followers first. Then I went through it again just to make sure I really comprehended and understood it, right? Because the second time around, I have like memory recall, right? I remember reading this because I already read it before, so forth and so on. Then I did Hook Point. But to me, that worked out best because when I have instructions on how to do something, and then I go back a second time and I understand it better, then I start something new that says, hey, do what you did at first, right? But here's how you get a really great kickstart for this blueprint on how to grow your social media. That worked the best for me, and I think it'll work best for you. So with that being mentioned, Benja, well done. I'm back. Never left. Always moving forward. I'm out. Peace.